Commemorate. To do something to show that you remember and respect someone important or an important event in the past. Example 1. The idea of making a special flower picture to commemorate a particular wedding anniversary works very well. Example 2. It was a scream which one day they will commemorate with a plaque, and people will walk past it and remember. Candid. Meaning: telling the truth, even when the truth can be unpleasant or embarrassing. Example 1. It is suggested that candidates should be candid with interviewers when they are called for an interview. Example 2. The government is remarkably candid about the difficulties that the country is facing. Circumspect. Thinking carefully about something before doing it, in order to avoid risk. Example 1. The governor was usually circumspect when dealing with the media. Example 2. But ministers from the Conservative Liberal Democratic Party were more circumspect in their criticism. Clandestine. Done or kept secret. Example 1. Constant surveillance, clandestine meetings, and the arrest of family and friends are part of everyday life. Example 2. As the newspaper's special correspondent with Franco and his troops Philby had a watertight cover for his clandestine operations. Commemorate. To do something to show that you remember and respect someone important or an important event in the past. Example 1. The idea of making a special flower picture to commemorate a particular wedding anniversary works very well. Example 2. It was a scream which one day they will commemorate with a plaque, and people will walk past it and remember. Compatible. Meaning: harmonious, able to exist or occur together without conflict. Example 1. Such policies are not compatible with democratic government. Example 2. It was when they started living together that they found they just weren't compatible. Abhorrence. Meaning: a deep feeling of hatred towards something. Synonyms: hatred, hate, animosity, loathing. Example 1. It was an abhorrence of waste of any kind of resource that motivated him. Example 2. The thought of marrying him filled her with abhorrence. Acquiesce. Definition: to do what someone else wants, or allow something to happen, even though you do not really with it. Example 1. Instead, I acquiesced in her authority and I quietly did as I was told. Example 2. We imagine that the white race, at least, would not acquiesce in this assumption. Ambiguous. Meaning: uncertain, vague, can be understood in more than a way. Example 1. The plot is ambiguous, which contributes to the huge success of the movie. Example 2. The government is denounced due to its ambiguous laws. Example 3. The legislation was ambiguously worded. Ambivalent. Meaning: if you have mixed feeling about something and feel unsure of it, you can declare yourself ambivalent. Example 1. He felt ambivalent about his job. Example 2. He has an ambivalent relationship with his family. Example 3. She has a deeply ambivalent attitude about religion. Apprehensive. Worried or frightened that something unpleasant may happen. Example 1. I was a little apprehensive about the effects of what I had said. Example 2. You have no reason to be apprehensive of the future. Example 3. She was deeply apprehensive that something might go wrong. Biased. Meaning: unfairly prefer one person or group over another. Example 1. The new reporting was heavily biased towards the government. Example 2. Most of parents are biased when it comes to their children. Example 3. The company is biased against women when hiring high positions. Bizarre. Very unusual or strange. Example 1. White DJ's desire to sound black resulted in some bizarre situations. Example 2. In a bizarre twist, the continuing rise in fuel taxes could force the petrol companies themselves to hike prices further. Decry. To state publicly that you do not approve of something. Example 1. Loisel decried the election results. Example 2. Others may decry competitions for their tendency to emphasize technique over artistry, conformity over originality. Demeanour. The way someone behaves, dresses, speaks etc. that shows what their character is like. Example 1. He felt genuine awe at this superhuman man, at once so puissant, so self-possessed, so monomaniac in his demeanor. Example 2. It was galling to her to observe his change in demeanor. Dominate. Meaning: to have control over a place or person. Example 1. They work as a group, no one person is allowed to dominate. Example 2. His work increasingly dominates his life. Facade. The front of a building, especially a large and important one, a way of behaving that hides your real feelings. Example 1. At the same time, she remained a perfectionist, equally determined to present a flawless facade. Example 2. The facade of the building at least escaped from rigor. Feasible. Meaning: workable, possible to do. Example 1. It may be feasible to clone human beings, but is it ethical? Example 2. We are drawing up the most feasible solution to this serious problem. Forsake. To stop doing, using, or having something that you enjoy. Example 1. She forsook the glamour of the city and went to live in the wilds of Scotland. Example 2. He will never forsake his vegetarian principles. Garnish. To add something to food in order to decorate it. Example 1. Ladle over the sauce, garnish with the fried pork and Sichuan peppercorns and serve at once. Example 2. Scatter the mozzarella over the pizzas, then garnish with the chopped sun-dried tomatoes. Gregarious. Liking to be with other people, sociable. Example 1. She is outgoing and gregarious person who is always the life of the party. Hoard. A collection of things that someone hides somewhere, especially so they can use them later. Example 1. But since people sometimes tied money into the knot of a large kerchief, it also means a hoard of money.